right, well, welcome everybody to Us Against the Gods. A couple things before we do get started today. If you know someone who wants to play in a Geomeric game, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them about either getting on the waitlist for a campaign slot or getting into a one-shot. We do have a lot of room on the waitlist because we did start a new campaign, so we got a lot of people off of there. So get on it while you can. We got a lot of fun stuff coming up. We also have these Toivo and SkyMap decoders. Go check these out. We make these here in-house over at geomeric.com. And these have 42 codes for you guys to use in your in-person or online games. We have the Leslie's Angels blankets over at geomeric.com as well. We also have the clip contest currently going on. So if there's a moment from a session you like, toss the clips or timestamps in the clip contest channel in Discord. You'll be automatically entered to win a Twiki pillow at the end of the month. We'll be doing that drawing on the 1st. So come hang out. That's going to be a lot of fun. We also have new recap channels in Discord. So if you want to find out about what happened during a session that you were not able to attend, go ahead and check that out. That's over in the Discord channel. We've got a whole bunch of them, one per campaign, so you guys can follow a train of them. Let's go ahead and get you guys started because it's time to play some D&D, and that's why you guys are here. All right, let's go ahead and get you guys started. Right. You guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. Specifically, we are down here in the bottom left corner of the map in the Curial's Isles. Whoop, let's move that up there. In Harmon's Reach, where you guys have come after having visited Shatter Shaddai on your quest to find a variety of shards of the baneful Ashwood Spire. Last week, you guys made landfall and have managed to make some contacts here after this is Ayla's homeland. You visited her mother, and her mother was quite disappointed with her choice of eloping with Bwinkle. After Bwinkle met with her brother, they went out and had a bit of fun bullying the bullies. The rest of the party went to the Verdant Crescent estate, where they met some of her family and have just about sat down for dinner. So, as you guys are about to take your seats, the question becomes, what would you guys like to do? And Twilight is out, and Covet will be rejoining us here in a few moments. So, Winkle, having seen Twilight perform a duel with your father-in-law, how are you feeling before dinner, knowing that Ayla's mother is coming? Yep. Not going to stand it for much longer? Such a shame. She's in the other room right now with Ayla's sister. They are. And they're having a bit of a discussion, to use the kind term. Nothing breaks. Oh, I can't hear you guys. 1 second. Don't know why you can't be heard today. Try to fix that right now. There we go. All right. So, as the mother and sister and father are in the other room, Winkle, do you find this to be awkward?
I find this whole thing to be awkward.
Okay. What does our friend Eowyn think of the situation? Eowyn? Well, hopefully everyone's computer's working. Is Lauren, what's up with you?
Lauren is just kind of glancing between Ayla and Winkle a little bit warily. Um, he's been thinking about how many things about the situation have been off and just is recalibrating what her expectations are.
Okay. Well, the matron, the grandmother, comes out from the kitchen once again and looks at you all. It's okay. It's okay. Why don't you all take a seat here? And I know it'll be a little uncomfortable, but Mr. Winkle, I know that you've got these beautiful antlers. Why don't we stick you at a corner so that you don't interfere with someone else's food? That way you get more elbow room on one side and you can lean out of a chair if you need to. And Ayla, darling, go ahead and sit next to him. There you go. And I don't care what they say. I'm the grandmother and I know best.
I got to remember that.
Of course. You know, age comes with wisdom. And so it's mistakes that I've made in the past and don't want to make again. Sometimes we learn from our own, and others we learn from others. It's better to learn from others, but here in the Taylor household, well, you know, dear, we're very hard-headed. So, sit down, boy. Go ahead and take a load off. No one's going to stab you as you sit. At least I hope not.
And Winkle does sit down.
Okay. Now, Ayla, if you're sitting next to him when they come out, they won't be able to protest when you sit down.
Right. I understand.
So go ahead and sit down, and all I'm going to ask is that you keep your hands above the table, Mr. Winkle. And you too, Miss Taylor.
Yes, ma'am.
Because I don't want any hanky-panky. After all, we don't have any ice cream.
Oh, dear.
Now, Winkle, are you taking her surname, or do you have a surname of your own that we don't know about yet?
We take our clan name. I am from the clan Muso, which means moose standing in water.
Muso. Ayla, darling, are you going to be taking his surname? Are you going to become Ayla Muso?
Well, that is yet to be determined.
You're
We're
already
trying to-
married, dear. What's
I
to
know
determine?
that. We haven't decided yet.
Are you going to hyphenate? Or are you going to keep your maiden name? What's going on with this? Come on. And she's going to bring out a little teapot and begin pouring you some tea.
I'm leaning toward hyphenating.
The normal for my people would be, her name would be Ayla Taylor of the Muso tribe.
Interesting. I think that Ayla Taylor Muso does sound kind of nice. The only problem with that is that you may get in hot water with some attorneys.
Attorneys?
Well, yes. If you simply do initials, then it would be Ayla TM, and they might be confused with a trademark.
ATM.
I understand that.
Hmm.
Or ATM.
Ah, yes.
He is rich.
Well,
I'm
not as
wealthy
rich
on
as
my,
you'd think. There is a small dowry, but most of the farm is leveraged in quite a diverse set of ways, you understand. Ayla,
well,
your inheritance isn't quite as big as you would expect.
well, no, I'm talking about I'm independently wealthy after my journeys,
Oh,
not
really?
counting a dowry.
So you're going to be taking care of me in my old age. I can retire finally. After
Of
all, I'm
course,
74 years
grandmother.
old.
Of course, grandmother.
Ah, well, that's nice. I'll finally be able to take up some cross stitch or something and die miserable.
Oh, no, 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 no. You need to die very happy.
I don't want to die at all, Ayla.
Well, I know that. I know that.
I'd rather stay
But Dick,
alive and stay busy, keeping my mind engaged and being a active member of society.
but Dickness doesn't promise us eternal life, so
Oh no, not eternal, but a full life.
oh
That's
well,
what I
you've had
want.
that, that's for sure.
Oh, I've had that, yes, but I want to
And you will
continue.
continue to have it.
Of course. But that only happens by not becoming a shut-in at home, doing little needlework and things. I
Oh,
want to
I
get
know.
out and I want to have some fun. Maybe go play some bingo. What?
That
Do you not
sounds
like bingo?
Yes, I do. I was saying that sounds like fun.
It does. However, the gambling of bingo seems very inactive on the mental side. I was thinking more about one of those high stakes games. Poker.
Oh my.
Are
Well,
you
I
any
will
good at
say this.
poker, Mr. Bwinkle?
I've been known to play.
I've been known to play too, but only back in my teenage years and early 20s. Well, 30s. And she looks a little wistful at the moment, and you're not sure if she's talking about playing poker for money or not.
Oh,
So, here's some of those rolls. Go ahead and help yourself. The honey butter's got a little bit of cinnamon in it, so it's got a little bit of a zip.
Winkle's trying to be on his best behavior. So he takes one and slowly starts munching on.
As he bites into it, it's almost like biting a cloud. The roll just falls apart in your mouth. It's delicious. It's got just the right chewiness and substantialness, but you're not going to fill up on them because it's so light and airy.
Oh, no one makes a roll like my grandmother. Oh, they're so good.
That's what your grandfather used to say. Ah,
So Ayla's grandfather liked your buns?
oh, yes. He liked to check them every single time to make sure that they
Oh
were
my.
nice and firm, yet light and airy at the same time. He really liked them perky.
I understand about being perky.
Ah, now, Mrs. Lauren, enough about me. Go ahead and sit down right over here. If you sit across from Ayla, I think that would be best. I don't want her mother staring at her in the eyes and glaring.
That would be tense for everyone involved.
Yes, it might also be wigwams, but that's okay.
My.
Now, Mr. Aowen, I know that you've been kind of brooding over there near the fire and staying warm, but will you pull up a chair too? Aowen is muted in the Discord. There they are.
Yeah, yes, I can.
By the way, Aowen, I don't think we've officially met. You came in here just in the last few minutes. My name is Alira. Nice to make your acquaintance. Are you related to Mr. Winkle in some way?
It's it's nice to meet you. I'm not related to Twinkle. It's just a party member.
Ah, just a party member. Well, we love having people here in the house, but we hate having guests. So I must bless you in order to not be a guest. You must be adopted. I play dominoes, you play dominoes, I play dominoes better than you do. You're no longer a guest. You're part of the Taylor family. Welcome home. Now, what that means is I don't have to go and find blankets for you. I don't have to ask you if you're hungry or cold or thirsty. You can get your own food and water and blankets, etc.
Okay.
Now, what I will say is because you are family and I'm the grandmother, dear, and she's going to come over and give you a little hug on the side. Not uncomfortable, just a little gentle hug. What I am going to say is just like any one of the other members of the family, sit down for dinner right here. And I'll get you what you need for a drink. Do you like water? Or do you choose tea or milk or wine?
He's fine.
What kind of teas do you prefer? I've got chamomile, oolong, I've got an apple tea, I've got a sleepy time tea, there's some various herbal teas, I've got a limoncello tea. What are you looking for? I even have a green tea and a blue tea.
I'll take a green tea. It's okay.
She leans over to Winkle. I also have 2 TTs, but we're not getting into those. So she's going to pour some hot water for you and give you a couple tea bags. Now, do you take sugar with your tea, Mr. Aowen?
No, thank you.
No sugar, you just like it straight. Oh, how manly. Oh, goodness. I don't know many people who take tea straight. Are you sure you don't want any honey or maybe a little bit of guarapo or some whatever? No? Just straight tea.
The tea is fine how it is.
Okay, well, help yourself to one of the rolls. The butter is delicious. It's really good. I made it myself. I churn my own butter here.
Grandmother, where are the boys?
Oh, they'll be coming in here in a moment. But it's important to get everyone settled and set before your mother and father come back out, because otherwise there's going to be a ruckus. By the way, Ayla, have you considered churning your own butter?
I have, but my problem is we've been shipboard and the cream just doesn't keep well. And so
Well, that's why you've got to turn it into butter. Look,
I think
dear,
I may try it. I think I may try it, but we've been so busy.
she leans in. Ayla, if you learn to churn your own butter, you'll be able to keep your husband happy. Trust me on this one. There's nothing like churning
Okay.
butter to make a husband happy.
Okay. I'll remember that.
First, it shows that you've got the wherewithal to prepare and make sure that you've got supplies as necessary. It's a great way to preserve the cream. You can clarify it into ghee, which is shelf stable, and be all set. Secondly, it trains your arms for other activities.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
And
It would.
there's a reason why I was married for 70 years, and very happily, and he never even considered cheating on me.
Winkle stares down at his plate and actually blushes.
Right there on the plate is a small dollop of that butter, Winkle. And it is so fluffy and creamy, it's whipped into a froth. Yeah.
Then he kind of looks over at Ayla and kind of just stares away.
Her grandmother comes past you and squeezes your shoulder with an iron grip.
This woman actually produces pain when she did that.
She smiles. Now, Eowyn, someday you're going to need to find, well, did you get married already? You've got one of those looks on your face like you're missing someone.
Unfortunately, she passed on, so...
Oh, I'm so sorry, dear. So, you're a widower. My condolences. She comes over and pats your hand. It's hard when we lose the one we love. But it's important to move on and find new love in life or a new purpose. What do you have as a purpose, Eowyn? What drives you today?
I'll need time to think about that question.
Well, you need to make sure to have someone who drives you. Otherwise, you'll just languish along and no one will be able to understand why you are here. We all need a purpose, and having that purpose is important. It allows us to focus on what's coming up. So, I encourage you to think about that while you eat that roll. Are you going to eat it? Islarin, dear, are you going to eat your roll?
Of course. I will begin, I will eat mine. This is the best roll I've ever had.
Oh dear, you flatter me so well. And I heard that you're married to quite the handsome individual. Ayla was telling me.
It's true. Rolmos is both dashing and quite virtuous.
Virtuous? She smiles at you. With a woman like you, I'm sure he's very virtuous. Well, looks like here they come. Looks like they finally figured out their issues. Go ahead and sit down, everybody. Boys! And she's going to go looking for the boys. As Ayla's father and mother are going to be coming out from the bedroom to sit at the dinner table. As they come to the table and sit down at their places, Ayla's mother glares for a moment at Winkle sitting next to Ayla, and Covet and Twilight sitting next to Ayla as well. Islarin opposite, and Eowyn next to Islarin. She sits as close to Islarin as possible, but skips one chair, not wanting to sit directly next to the Triton woman. That's
Just raise
when...
an eyebrow at her.
Oh, yeah. That's when a familiar voice comes tearing into the house. I'm here! Oh, right! Captain Deathrage, welcome! And your friend will run up to the table and embrace you, Winkle. As Finn gives you a bit of a hug on the hip, he smiles at you. You're so awesome. We had so much fun. Do you remember how we threw that rotten egg at that one guy? He'll never forget it.
He should leave you alone now.
I loved how you hit him so hard in the head that he flipped heels over head. Oh, I've never seen anyone even try that trick, much less be forced into it.
Well, it is good to see you again. I guess you should sit down.
Oh, fine, but it's
We're
more
sitting for
fun.
food.
As you guys are sitting down for food, another young man comes entering the dining room here, and you will recognize Ronan Taylor. As he comes in, he's reading a book. He looks at each of you in turn and just gives a nod and a grunt before going to sit down between Ayla's mother and Islarin. Ronan?
Ronan, it's very good to see you.
He nods and looks down at his book. His mother snaps at him. Ronan, put the book down. We have guests. Winkle, this is my son Ronan. Ayla, Miss Covet von Sin, Twilight's Call, Islarin Shonazath, and Eowyn. Welcome. Welcome, my son Ronan. He's a bit in the studies, you understand. Not exactly frivolous or quite so wander-free as his older sister.
Mother.
God.
Mother, may I remind you that you sent me on this pilgrimage?
I did, but I thought you... And she looks at her husband. Never mind. I'm going to be nice. As she says that, Eamon Taylor comes back out and will go over to Ronan's chair, lean over to him, and whisper. Ronan looks at Islarin, at Eamon, stands up with his book, goes to the other side of the table, and sits down on the far side of Twilight's Call. Whereas Ronan sits down next to Islarin, between Islarin and his mother. He looks at Islarin. Hi.
Good evening.
Have you tried the rolls?
They're delicious, aren't they?
Yeah. They're really good. Would you like some butter?
Absolutely.
I learned how to churn the butter with my grandmother.
You did.
Yeah. She taught us
Did
really
you
well.
help out with this butter?
I'm sorry?
Did you help out with this butter?
I did. I tried to make sure that it's nice and strong.
Of course.
So,
It's turned out very well.
thank you. I'm glad you like it. What do they do in the Shinoza Protectorate for fun?
For fun. Slorin thinks back to the I can't even remember the name of it, but the club that the others went to for the bachelor party, and decides probably best not to mention that.
The Jade Pearl?
But, yeah. But
Yeah, no Jade Pearl. Lest we
Jewel.
upset Eowyn.
But she will say, "Oh, we go swimming, sailing, sparring,
The three S's.
reading."
That's really cool. I like to swim. I'm actually really, really good.
Sure. Well, perhaps we should race sometime.
Oh, I'm sure I couldn't beat a Triton. I mean, not one as athletic and skilled as you are. Thrown in the air, watch it, and you're going to hear a foot stomp on another. Now,
Ayla
Ayla,
leans down, puts her hand in front of her face, and to hide her laughter.
Ramaris is going to say, Ayla, welcome home. It's time for the blessing. Please say the prayer to Vulpus Dignus.
O holy Vulpus Dignus, we thank you for your intercession on our behalf. We thank you for the bounty that you have placed before us and the abilities that you give us in order to prepare it. Continue to bless us as we seek to serve you, for it is in your name that we do pray.
Thank you, Ayla. Nessa speaks up. Why was the prayer so long? The food isn't that hot.
Nessa, your big sister's just glad to be home.
Ronan looks over. Eamon looks over. It's nice to have you home. Are you going to be
Thank
staying
you.
long? They're going to be
I
staying
don't
all
know.
the times. Winkle's going to be helping me establish a new gang.
Oh my. And that's what Ayla says. Oh my.
So, Miss Covett, how do you know this Winkle person?
He is one that we met during our travels. He is loyal, strong,
Where did you meet?
in a temple.
Mr. Winkle, are you a cleric?
No. In the so far, the most interesting religion I've seen has been your religion.
What were you doing in the temple then?
At the time,
Use your head.
at the time, I was being
He was contemplating the the endless bounds of eternity.
no, I was thinking more of I was
He can speak for himself,
examining
dear.
examining what the future could be if I stayed in this temple.
Interesting. Were you considering the monastic order? And which god's temple were you in?
To be honest, I don't remember the name of the temple. It was not as wonderful as the one that you have.
Well, of course not. It's okay, Mr. Winkle. Not all faiths can be as prominent as Vulpus Dignus. But we accept everyone as who they are, as long as they encourage feasting and frivolity.
Well, Winkle's all about feasting and frivolity.
Absolutely.
Truly.
I love to eat. And nothing
You
is
can't
good.
eat anything that Ayla produces enough.
I saw
I
him eat a
really-
whole chicken in 3 bites.
Covet kicks Twilight's chin gently.
And Ayla's biscuits are wonderful.
I'm sure they are. I taught her my own recipe.
They are so light. It's the way they get kneaded.
It's all about the kneading and how you make sure it's folded properly and how that you work the butter in layer after layer.
They're so buttery.
You should see
When
what Ayla does with Crisco.
Crisco, the shortening.
yeah, the vegetable shortening, they're
Isn't
teasing
that
me.
cheesy? Isn't that just cheating on the recipe?
No, I don't use it on
Dear.
the biscuits. I Boykle has a problem when he's developing his antlers in the spring of the year. The skin gets very, very dry, and I found that if I put Crisco on his antlers, that it helps with the dry skin, and as the antlers develop, the Crisco gives so that the antlers can grow. And they're teasing me about it.
If it helps with his dry skin, you may consider using some warm shortening. It apparently helps better with the dry skin. It soaks in better.
You know, I found that out by accident. It was sitting on the shelf above the tiny stove we have on the ship and got warm one day when I was baking, and it was melting. It made it a lot easier to put it on. So I started melting what I was going to use, and you're right, it did absorb a lot better.
Mrs. Lauren, do you use shortening for your skin? It looks so soft.
I don't. I've never considered it.
Grandmother says that I should use it whenever I go swimming in order to help me slide through the water faster.
Well, I find that following one's grandmother's advice tends to be helpful.
Exactly right. You all should listen to her. She's 100% right. I've been telling you this the entire time. Yes, Mother. We understand. But Mr. Twilight, what brings you to our shores? Simply as an accompaniment of Ayla? We do appreciate you bringing her home. After all, she's been gone so long, it's going to be nice to have her settle down.
Well, our adventures aren't quite over just yet. We've traveled across Australia and other parts of Toivoa, currently closing portals between the Fae and the material plane.
Well, isn't life just the greatest adventure? Having children and making sure that their lives are fulfilled is the best thing ever. And it's time for Ayla to settle down. Settle down,
It's
yes.
fine to have children and to start a family once you have secured that legacy with which to pass it on. Some of us are still looking to build a place for which we can establish a future.
Where better than the Curial Isles? It's green and fertile land. We treat it well and we rotate our crops. We have wildlife here, plenty of game, and our political situation is very stable. It would have been more stable.
That's not what I've heard.
What have you heard?
Oh, something about the World Eaters?
The World Eaters are not a threat, but more of a annoyance to be dealt with.
Is that what you call raids?
Well, we deal with them as we need. Leaving food out for them to take is considered a raid by some. By more than some. It's okay. We don't need to talk about politics at the dinner table. Can
And
we?
yet
Can
you
we?
brought up
Mr.
the
Winkle will be able to
opportunity.
kill them all.
Out of respect for um, the out of respect for Ayla's parents, why don't we hold off the political talk, my love, until after dinner?
Well, they were talking about peaceful situations and the like, and it didn't quite match up with what the current situation was, and so I was curious. My
That
apologies for
may
pointing out the truth.
still, there are families here. May not be the proper time to speak of such things. After all,
Well,
there
then
are
I'm ready to.
children. After all, there are children.
The question
I'm
was
the
asked
children.
about settling down and establishing a family, and in order to do so, one must have a secure environment with which to protect and to raise. If that environment doesn't exist, then it's not time to establish a family.
But, Twilight, you must understand that we have a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old here, and they don't need to hear this now.
6.5.
Okay, 6.5-year-old. They don't need to hear this now. It is fine to discuss this, just not with the younger children present.
We were raised
What better
differently.
time than to establish the
Twilight.
understanding of
Twilight,
the future and
not with a 2-year-old.
Winkle turns to
how else are they
Twilight.
going to start learning this sort
No.
of context?
No, you don't scare them to death when they're children.
Twilight, and she just gives him a kiss and says, later.
I find the
They're in
political
Ayla's home
discussion.
after all.
Excuse me. I find the political discussion distasteful. I find that both sides of any topic generally have very strong opinions that are not moderated by their own proclivities. It's important to be considerate of each other's feelings and emotions and understand each other's points of view. No one is ever actually right, but rather have various aspects based off of their personal predilections and personal experiences. Isn't it more important to understand why someone has an opinion rather than to understand the opinion itself?
So that's why we received the reception we did at the dock and in the temple.
Again, not the location, my love. And she looks at the
At
brother
dinner.
who just voiced his opinion and says, "You are wise beyond your years. What, may I ask, are you studying at this point?"
Geopolitical manipulation.
Ah, very important knowledge.
If I had been at the docks, I would have welcomed you with a very warm welcome as opposed to what you received.
It would have been nice to have seen you at the docks, Eamon.
Would you like some fried chicken, Mr. Twilight? We have waffles
Real
to go
quick,
with
is
it.
Is that what's on the table for
There's-
everybody?
Yep, but it's in a large bowl, and the grandmother has stood up and is walking it around.
Why, thank you. It is always pleasant to receive nice hospitality.
Do you prefer the legs or the thighs?
I am always about the dark meat.
Understood. Here you go, a leg and a thigh. Mr. Bwinkle, I know you're going for the breast, so here you go.
Absolutely. Thank you. They're so moist.
And big. We can grow these raisins
Succulent.
chicken right here. As she comes around, Ayla, here you go. Here are your gizzards. And here's your breast meat as well.
Thank you, grandmother.
And some wings.
Ooh, yes, the wings.
Eowyn, dear, what part of the chicken would you like? Do you want a breast, a wing, some legs or thighs?
Wings will do fine.
Here you go. By the way, here's some sauce that's really good. They call it bison sauce.
Thank you.
It's basically ketchup with a little bit of extra spices. It's delicious. And you, Mrs. Lauren, what part of the chicken do you like best? I'm afraid we're completely out of tuna. Otherwise, I would provide you some chicken of the sea.
Well, I will have whatever is on offer. Perhaps a little bit of each.
Very well. A whole quarter chicken. There you go. Grandmother, I'd like to get a thigh and a breast. I'm sure you would. Of the chicken, please. Right. I want a drumstick. They're the best.
Twilight will give him an approving nod.
They're going to go ahead and serve a variety of mixed vegetables and salads, along with waffles and some very fresh maple syrup that's homemade. You guys can begin to chow down on your lunch.
And I look over at Nessa, and what is Nessa having to eat?
Nessa smiles and just sticks out her tongue with a piece of chicken on the end of her tongue. Fed. There's a couple of mashed peas in there with the chicken, and she's wearing a goatee of mashed carrots.
I'm certain.
Winkle starts giggling.
She giggles in return and just...
Mother, she is so cute. It's probably a good thing I haven't been here because she'd be past spoiled rotten if I was.
The grandmother turns. Did I skip over you, Miss Covet?
Yes.
Bless your heart. I thought you were already full.
Uh-huh.
Would you like
don't
some?
You like the chicken beak?
Covet can eat as much as Winkle some days.
Don't let her burp.
Oh, I keep her quite stuffed.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to do now.
What part of the chicken would you like?
Definitely like a thigh and a leg.
A full leg is what you want.
Yes.
Understood. And she's going to serve you a chicken quarter.
Thank you.
It's fried with the best golden battered breading on it. It's got some cornstarch in there to make it more crispy. It's perfect. It's all seasoned up and clings to the chicken to where it's hard to pull it free of the flesh itself. But because the skin is on there, it's just delightful.
Covet takes a bite. She feels like she's taken a bite of ambrosia and says, "This is marvelous."
Grandmother, I have a new recipe. It's a variation on your sauce recipe.
I'm sure it's just
I would like.
fine.
I would like to try it with you sometime and see what you think. It starts with ketchup at the base, just like yours, but then it has brown gravy mixed in with it and some other spices. I think you would like it.
You mixed brown gravy with ketchup. I'm sure it's going to be delicious on probably a meatloaf.
Burger.
Oh, yes. It is. It is. But I have served it with the chicken, and my companions seem to like it as well. But it does work well as a sauce for like hamburgers and as, like you said, on meatloaf. It's especially good with beef.
It sounds like that sauce from down the way, the one from the first house on the A Street. Yes, they call it A1.
It's similar, but not quite. Actually, if you were, and this is the player, not the character. If you were to come south and go to Milo's,
Mm-hmm.
that's the sauce they put on their hamburgers at Milo's.
Shade
And
is
it's
being
good.
thrown at the moment about the sauce. Absolutely, shade is being thrown at any overseas sauce. Because she's still not happy with the fact you eloped.
Oh, that's pretty obvious.
Grandmother's not happy or mother's not happy?
Mother's not happy. Grandmother's fine and super encouraging. You missed the fact that grandmother was encouraging Ayla to learn how to churn butter so that she could be a good wife.
A most definite necessary skill.
Yes.
And to strengthen my arms for other endeavors.
Of course, endurance is required.
Right.
Especially with a moose.
Takes two hands to churn butter. Now, Mr. Twilight, what do you do for a living? What is your business?
Covet just kind of looks at him with her eyebrow raised, as in, how are you going to handle this one?
Are you talking in general or just here on the material plane?
What do you do for income?
Well, currently, we just got finished being awarded the Hand of the Teen and the Knights of, is that Faerun?
It's not Faerun, that's for sure.
Not Faerun. What's the, I've got it here.
Fluiden.
Knights of
Say again?
Fluiden, yes.
Yes, Knights of Fluiden. Adventuring, closing portals, engaging with heads of state, becoming a wayfinder in Estrella, member of the consortium. So, here and there, but it's all to achieve the end.
Are you
He
a
does a lot of
mercenary?
bartering and
What?
Are you a mercenary? Mercenaries are so cool. Soldiers of fortune. That's what I'm going to be when I grow up.
No.
no
I have
fun.
taken jobs for pay, but no, I am not a mercenary.
We are just trying to get home and reclaim things that were once lost.
I understand reclaiming things, but sometimes when things are lost, it's impossible to be reclaimed.
It depends if it was considered lost to begin with.
My home wasn't lost. It was taken, invaded.
Invaded by whom? I'm curious as to the political situation and ramifications of attempting to reestablish political dominance over an area.
You're familiar with those shadows that are currently bleeding in from the Fey realms?
I am not. This
Well, it was
topic
the
may be a
same
little
shadow.
dark for the children.
Agreed. Again,
Very dark.
might be best to wait until after dinner. After the children have gone to bed. There's things that
I
should
like
not be
scary
discussed.
stories.
Oh, this would give you nightmares.
It's okay.
Every
I
time
have
that I
mis-
get posed a question, somebody thinks that the answer I'm getting ready to provide is too scary for the children.
We grew up differently, Twilight.
I'm not scared. I can handle it. You can't handle a snake. I can too. Remember, Mr. Death Rage? We handled that one snake and we put it in that boy's underwear. You did what?
Oh, Michael.
Have you started picking up a sword and learning from your father?
I have this one. And he draws a wooden sword at the table, knocking over his water. They begin mopping it up with napkins.
Twilight, you know better than to pull out your sword at the dinner table.
How? I didn't pull out my sword. I just asked if he had one.
Impressionable children.
And what better way to start down the path of the blade now?
And that is not your choice. You are not his parent.
He has a sword, clearly.
Twilight. Twilight's call. Behave.
Oh, you're in trouble. Trouble.
Oh, that will lead to a massive sword fight and sparring later, believe me.
And
I'll spar with you.
Nico's
Captain Deathrage showed me how. He said, kick him in the nuts, and then you win.
It's amazing how hard you think you're right when you're actually wrong.
It's important to know when one's wrong. Right, Miss Lauren? Sorry, Lady Shotazad.
Indeed. They call me a Lauren. Yes, it's important to know when one is wrong and when one may have room for error. It's the only way we grow.
I find that being humble is attracting to the ladies.
I agree. My husband
Everyone
is
else
one of
rolls
the most
their
humble
eyes at
people
the
I know.
moment.
It works for some of us.
It works for most men. Just saying, Mr. Winkle, being humble and admitting you're wrong is a great way to get in good with your spouse.
At which part Winkle just looks over and thinks, I'm already afraid of her.
Mr. Winkle, may I offer you the one piece of advice that my father advised me of prior to being married?
I would greatly appreciate it.
You have two choices in life, Mr. Winkle, as a married man. Once we have the ceremony here that I have convinced my beautiful bride of, in order to make it official in her eyes and the eyes of Opus Dignus, you will have two choices on any given day. One is to be right. The other is to be happy. You must choose which one you wish in each situation when dealing with your wife. You can either choose to be right, or you can choose to be happy. You cannot choose both.
Like a few is both.
Very rarely will you have the situation where you will be able to exercise both of them. But in those rare occasions, when you are right and you are happy, shut your damn mouth and let her tell you that you are right. And then you will be happy.
That never happens.
I will gladly take that advice.
She turns to him,
Wait,
and are you happy or right now? I'm happy.
let me.
And she turns to him, elbows him in the side. You're damn right you're happy. He smiles, and with a wink at Twilight's call, he goes, see? Right now I'm happy. And she said I'm right.
Well played, good sir.
What do you
If
think
you
of...
believe-
Go ahead.
Go for it.
No, go for it.
Nope, go for it.
The grandmother looks around. So, what are your plans for the rest of the day? We do have some horseback riding, and we have some small canoes that we can go down the river on for an evening cruise.
Covet pointedly looks at Ayla.
Ayla's just been kind of bewildered by this whole situation. And she looks at her companions. She looks at her dad and her grandmother and her brothers and her little sister. And she looks at her mom. And she says, I have no idea what I want to do with the rest of the day. Nothing has gone like I thought it would or like I hoped it would. I think I need some downtime. And with that, she stands and says, excuse me. And she leaves the table and walks outside.
Her father nods. You're excused. And glares at Winkle and gestures with his head to the side. Winkle, without him saying the words, you are encouraged to follow.
Oh, I'm already standing up. Bow slightly and says, please excuse me, and walks towards the door.
The father nods. Now, with Winkle and Ayla gone, the mother turns to the remaining 4 people at the table. Mr. Eowyn, what do you know of this Winkle character? And why should he marry my daughter?
From what I've seen, he's done a very good job of protecting your daughter. And as silly as he is, I can see that she's genuinely happy with him.
Do you think that they're going to be a good fit long term?
I would rather not speak for the future, but I'd say it's definitely worth a chance. And if it doesn't work out, at least they had their moments.
So you think that the moment is what matters as opposed to the long term?
I do, since as long as she's happy, I find it easier to be happy myself.
Interesting. And how long were you married for, Mr. Eowyn?
Out of character, can I get a timestamp on that? I don't
You
remember.
you were married for a better part of a couple of hours?
Um, like, how many hours?
Like 3?
And that being considered the shortest marriage in history?
Unfortunately not. I am familiar with 2 other marriages in real life that were shorter than 3 hours. Which is really sad, but Are you going to
Well-
reveal that it was only a couple hours, or are you going to try to deflect with another statement, like not long enough?
I'm trying to think.
Sure.
Okay. Can you repeat the question?
Sure. How long were you married?
Unfortunately, not long enough. She passed on eventually.
I'm sure it's a sore subject. And how long have you been married, Mrs. Lauren? The ambassador of the Shinozo Protectorate obviously must have had a very big wedding with lots of people attending.
That is true. It's quite the ceremony. Only happened a few months ago.
But we don't have time to prepare a big wedding for Ayla. They already got married, dear. We can keep our budget low in this case.
I'm certain that all she wants is a loving ceremony with her family present under the eyes of her god.
It's gonna be boring. I don't know. It depends on who's there. I might be able to find an attractive woman like you, Miss Lauren.
Var just turns to Finn and says, there are times when you must endure a little bit of boredom. It is good for character.
I hate character. Everyone tells me that I need to be patient and be bored in order to build character. I think I've got enough character as it is.
He is a
Perhaps.
character.
You have plenty of character, but what you need is temperance, Finn. Temperance is important, don't you agree, Mrs. Lauren?
At times, important to know when to be temperate, when to moderate oneself. Occasionally, there are times for action.
There are times for passion as well.
Decisiveness.
Twilight snickers.
The grandmother winks at you, Twilight. I'm sure that you and Lady Von Sin here get passion plenty.
It's what keeps the fire alive.
Oh, gosh. It's important to ensure that you blow on the coals in order to make sure that the fire stays alive.
Covet looks at the grandmother and just smiles and raises an eyebrow, catching every bit that she just said.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
God, dang, the character speaks. Like,
How else can you make the pilot light a flame?
What you gonna say to that, Grandma?
be sure that you use some Crisco.
I hear that's very flammable.
If you do it right, you don't need Crisco.
She
How else are you
smiles.
gonna get a polish?
So you churn your own butter as well, Miss Covet.
I've been known to do that from time to time.
Do you use one of those with the long pole, or do you use the one that flips it end over end?
Well, it's pretty easy when you have a mason jar and some marbles.
I find the marbles to be very reliable, but less enjoyable.
Depends on what you're doing with them.
It's important
You
when you're
Walked into
done.
that one.
I think you need
It's
bigger
important when
marbles.
you're done with the churning of the butter to make sure that the marbles get cleaned.
Don't worry, they get cleaned pretty well.
I find that making sure that you wash the marbles is the most important part so that they're sanitary for the next time.
Uh-huh. That's exactly what we do.
It is exactly what we do. I don't understand.
They're always nice and clean, ready for the next time.
So, Mr. Twilight, with all of these political maneuverings and titles, have you considered settling down?
I mean, my wife and I are already married.
Yes, but you're wandering the world, and you said about hopping back to the Fey realms. Are you considering actually putting down roots and establishing yourself in one location? Perhaps
Once I
having some
reclaim my
children?
growth.
The goal. But this is a conversation as she looks pointedly at the younger two and then looks back at her and continues.
Kids, you're excused, and the two of them are going to go running off. Nessa goes toddling off to her playroom, whereas Finn goes outside to meddle with Winkle.
One has to secure a location first before one can plant roots. I must reclaim my growth.
What is special about this grove? With your political influence, could you not purchase some land or be granted some that you could establish yourself a new homeland?
She looks at Twilight and says, maybe he knows of it. He is Fae after all.
The home that was lost was Shantara Grove. I seek to reclaim it.
You seek the impossible. The Shantara Grove, where the darkness lies,
It was
where
not always
shadows
dark.
thrive, where hopes go to die.
It was not always dark. It was beautiful and bright once. Colorful. Much like here. Beautiful commerce.
Would you go there and establish a homestead in the darkness? And are you taking our daughter there as well?
I plan on cleansing the darkness, removing its influence, both from this plane and the others, and then re-establishing Chantara as it once was.
How?
Through, as you call, political meanderings, through alliances, allies, favors, deeds, alliances, political clout.
Is the darkness a political? I thought it was a more physical and tangible thing, as opposed to political corruption.
It is.
And forces are there as well that need to be removed.
So you're looking to establish a coalition in order to form your own ends. Is that why you have come to the Curial Isles?
Came to the Carriel Isles because Ayla wanted to visit her home while we complete our mission.
And we're very thankful for that. But she could have visited home by herself. She could stay. After all, I'd love to have some great grandchildren. Mother. The point is not completely without merit, Mr. Call. Our daughter is our concern, you understand. Her safety and security is paramount. We are concerned about the fact that the letters we had sent never arrived in her hands, and that we never received letters back from her. We are concerned that you intend to lead her into darkness, and we believe that, well, her mother believes that her morality may have been compromised due to these adventures.
Well, the very items that you speak of with the letters and everything else give way to occurrences here on this island that may not all be as it seems. So the very location you claim for safety, security, and stability might not be. And who's to say that she's not safest with that which has the strength and the means with which to protect? And I don't lead anybody. It comes with a group collective currently following the ambassador, but also accomplishing that which is needed to secure this plane, to protect the collective Toivoa, as well as to remove the influence from the shadows that continue to bleed up.
I like a woman when she's in charge. Do you like being in charge, Islarin?
And pauses and says, and she pauses again before speaking.
I'm sure the ambassador is considering her words carefully. After all, she wouldn't want to make a political faux pas.
What I will say is this, that I have a duty to my people, and that if it requires taking charge in a situation, I am perfectly willing to do so. If it requires deferring to someone else, I'm also perfectly willing to do so. As for anything else, I will not speak on that.
Keeping an open mind and being considerate of all the situation is a wise course of action. The great philosophers have all said so. Yes, but philosophy is one thing, practicality is another. What
Why can
of
you
the
not be
Can
both?
guide our practicality.
life is not always practical, and you have to do what you have to do sometimes.
Life is
Does-
what you make it, not that which happens to you.
And what would you make it, Mr. Twilight's Call?
One with which I would happily see multiple generations flourish. Until such time, I endeavor to create that vision.
Mr. Twilight's Call, you are well spoken. And I must share with each of you that I intend to offer the Verdant Crescent to Ayla and Bwinkle in order to establish themselves as a homestead here. If they accept, they will remain here in the Carial Isles and not join you going forward towards the dangers that you face. We believe that the dangers are too great for Ayla after her pilgrimage has proven fruitful, and she has come back with a man in spite of what her mother thinks. She has found someone she loves, and we will be supportive. And we believe that the Verdant Crescent could not be in better hands than Ayla's. We are concerned about the fact that should she leave, she would suffer more injuries other than the leg issue she has already undertaken. We understand that he saved her life, and so that is what has brought him into esteem in my eyes.
And what happens
I'm
when
sure
she
she
makes a
will.
choice that may be counter to this vision that you've laid out?
Then we'll have to talk about that if that were to happen. But I'm sure that she will see the light and understand that her life belongs here, where she can help best. After all, would not having a princess of the Curial Isles be a benefit in the political maneuverings? If she were here, she could influence the council and perhaps even become a member herself. Thus, we can provide you with military aid and resources that you have no idea about. The Curial Isles remain independent from the rest of the world for reasons. Don't take our presentation for docility.
I
This
do
aid
not
would be
coerce. Go ahead, Lauren. I'm sorry.
this aid would be conditional upon Ayla remaining, or would it be on offer even if she decides that the necessary course of action is to confront the evils of the Grove head on?
I don't see how she could possibly be a member of the council and go gallivanting around. The council members must remain here in the Curial Isles. It's part of the charter. They must remain available for the king to confer with them at all times. They are on call 24/7.
What if there was a way to communicate without having to be here? 24/7.
You're speaking of magical ways. That is not the same as being present.
Why would she have to be present? Is that in the charter, or
It is.
I'm wanting to look at the verbiage specifically.
We are not the Fae here in the Curial Isles. I have turned away from the legalese, and I have broken with great cost many of the bindings that bound me to the Fae realms.
Who says this has anything to do with the Fae? This is law, and interpretation is what makes the law.
The king makes the law. The king has stated that the council members must remain here on the Curial Isles. They are not allowed to sail. They cannot leave the borders.
And what about a designated representative and, like a Slarn here, ambassador and a personification of intent and will?
There were a lot of big words there. Please repeat that.
So what about something other than a council member? Something that personifies the king's intent, will, and projection of power, like the ambassador of Sloran here.
We're not the Protectorate, you understand. We're not a military powerhouse like the Protectorate that dominates other islands in order to bring them under protection.
But that doesn't have to be a military might. It could just be a representative of the people who, for example, want to trade.
And how would that help the Shantaran Grove? I don't think the Shadows are going to want to trade.
But think of it this way. With Shantara Grove, the only way to banish the shadows is to bring in the light. And there's no one brighter that I know of than her.
And there's no way to keep an army moving unless it's fed through its stomach.
And knowing how to feed an army is an important skill. But does Ayla know how to do that?
She will have help. She's not alone.
It does take a team. I'd love to join your team, Miss Lauren.
Dude's bidding for position number 2 in the collective.
What experience do you have?
He's gonna be the squire too, or almost.
I know how to sail a ship. I know how to swim. I know how to deal with political maneuverings. I'm president of the high school, and, the student council, they listen to me. I lead over 40 people every single day, and I'm in the ROTC.
Sounds like a team player.
Not bad.
I've managed to shoot 4 bullseyes in a row, and I won the archery contest last year. I just finished a half marathon, and I'm currently in the process of powering up my weightlifting. I've got a new charitable organization that I'm looking to encounter with. We're feeding the veterans that are unable to feed themselves, dealing with invalids, and making sure that everyone's taken care of. I'm engaged in every single government organization that I can possibly volunteer for. After all, I've got a powerful career ahead of me, and I've got to get some experience before I decide to run for office. But I'm always looking for a beautiful woman to be at my side. Like you, Aslaren.
Covet
You
kind of
understand that I am quite married, right? And very happily so.
Right, but I heard that in the Protectorate they allow for divorce?
Lauren's look just turns frosty.
Covet just kind of leans over and is like, breathe, Lauren. You child.
I'm surprised his mother hadn't stomped on his foot again.
She has, and he's ignoring it. He's shooting his shot, and a teenager, he's gone.
Crash and burn.
Go ahead, Miss Lauren.
Have you ever taken an oath?
Yeah. I have.
What oath?
I swore to protect the Carial Isles and to further the goals and aims of the king. But from what I understand, the Protectorate has less stock in oaths. After all, they betrayed themselves to the House of Flowers in Ivrix, right? That's a rumor, and never been substantiated.
Breathe, Miss Lauren, breathe, as she takes another sip of her tea.
I think you speak of matters of which you have hearsay and not knowledge. However, regardless of that, I take my oaths very, very seriously. I say something, I mean it. If I swear something, I will uphold it. That is the course of life I follow.
Oh, that's very commendable and appreciated. Unlike some people who don't respect others, you're excused. Eamon's going to stand up and leave the table. Excuse me. I seem to have offended. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. and he's going to rush off. And there's going to be a slam of a bedroom door. And then you'll hear a thump as someone has flopped on a bed.
Can't blame the kid for trying.
Of course not, and, well, his, shall we say, enthusiasm, if directed in a constructive way, will serve him very well in life.
He tends to be very over-enthusiastic when it comes to the ladies. I'm sorry, Lady Lauren.
He's not
Darn,
the first.
he could always be the squire for Rolmos and actually learn from the man himself.
That might do him some good.
Frankly, I was considering whether or not I was not going to reject his offer to at least come see what we're about. I was not going to reject that outright. I think it would do him some good.
We can discuss his squireship.
I was asking about his experience because, well, clearly the work we do is very dangerous. And I know that that is cause for concern for you because of Ayla. And, of course, if he were to join us even for a little bit, he would see that as well.
He could use a little bit of danger. Right now, he thinks dangerous is talking to girls.
Study,
This may be
meanderings, philosophical understanding is all great for general discourse. But practical understanding of how this plane works and the world and others always gives an opportunity to take understanding, apply experience, and translate it into wisdom.
Wisdom is gathered from all sources.
Just as he said, it is time to take practical knowledge from books, experiences here, and put them into use, into practice. Because he is so young, being closer might be a good idea. But again, that is not our decision. That is his parents' decision.
His as well.
No, it is not his. He is not yet of age to make his own decisions. However, that is coming soon. Actually, in 3 days, it will be his birthday, at which time his coming-of-age ceremony will be underway. Which may be an opportunity for him to grow up a little bit. Him going on pilgrimage might prove beneficial, like it proved to Ayla. And we saw what came of that. He'll probably find some... And she stops and catches her words. Someone to love out in the
While
world.
he doesn't say this out loud, but for those that know him, across the forehead is the Fantastic Four of what may or may not be interacting with the soon-to-be young man.
Kevin stepped on his foot, knowing what just went across his forehead.
Yeah, the pow, 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 pow.
For sure.
Followed by the pow, 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 pow.
Uh-huh. And she stomps on his foot again.
We do not hide that this is a dangerous expedition.
Not
But
at all.
you must know that this danger is going to be everywhere at some point or another. There's nowhere that will be safe from the darkness of the Shantara Grove. Therefore, that is why it's so important that if Ayla decides that her place is to confront it, that she needs your support. She cannot be conflicted about this. It must be unambiguous and wholehearted.
Please understand that Ayla takes your opinion very heavily. She weighs, she measures, she takes care with every choice. Every choice that I have seen her make has been a reflection of you. And I've seen that in just the short amount of time that I've been here. She is who she is because of you. She cares deeply. She loves deeply. She is passionate about the things that she believes are right and things that she believes are wrong.
He gets that
Don't
from her
doubt
mother.
Don't doubt her. She's one of the strongest people I know.
We know, and we're proud of her. In spite of the fact that we sometimes disagree with her actions, doesn't change the fact that we love her.
That was never a doubt. I see that in how you are fighting fiercely for her future. But when will you decide that it's her time, it's her future to make?
It is her
You have
future to make.
you
We don't have to
have
like
faith.
it.
You have to have faith in her choices. Faith that you taught her well, even if you don't like her choice.
Having faith in her choices is one thing. Liking it is something different. We can have faith that she believes she's doing the right thing. True. I believe thinks she's doing the right thing and is truly feeling love for this Winkle person. But do I have to like it? No, I don't. I have to accept the fact that she's made the decision and that she's an adult. Do I have to like it? No. As my husband said, it's none of my damn business, but I don't have to like that it's not.
But can you be happy in the fact that she's happy?
I'm trying. She really is. She doesn't show it, dears, but she is trying. She's just hard-headed like me. You see, Ayla gets her hard-headedness from me and from her mother. Her dad is more of the acquiescing type, which is kind of why we like our men that way. Seems like she found a similar individual in Winkle. Do you really think that, Mother? Yes, I do. I think that he loves her and would do anything for her. I've seen the way he looks at her, and I think that young man would lay down his life for that woman, just like we would want from our men. And I don't care what you say, dear. He's good for her, and I can tell. Maybe you're right. What do we do then? Do we just let them be married? How do we handle this? They didn't get married under the eyes of Vulpus Dignus, but a court wedding? That's all we're getting?
What about a garden wedding with potluck?
Potluck would save us some money. I do like a cheap reception.
And I will say that Winkle has a thing for cookies.
The grandmother smiles. No wonder he likes Ayla. Does he fondle her cookies on a regular basis?
Whenever she makes them.
She smiles at the fact that Covet was oblivious to that.
Oh,
Yes,
she's
Aelin?
not. She's not. She's just, it's how she says it. She's just like, she's trying to be completely dignified, but she inside is rolling her eyes to the point where you can't even see the color of her eyes anymore. All she sees is black.
Aelin, what were you
So
saying?
I do have.
Can I be excused from the table before this continues?
Of course, sir. Mr. Aowen, before you go, I had a question. Oh, where are you from?
Out of character, I forgot the name of.
Now, Shus.
Okay, thank you. I'm from Nausha.
So, are you affiliated in any way with the Shinoza Protectorate? And are you looking for a squire?
Oh, can I get back to you on that?
Of course. No pressure.
Okay.
We will be
You
having
have.
dinner in a bit. Dessert in a bit.
Twilight asks the grandmother, if you get a chance, please inquire with Ayla about the level of detail and attention she put when she was helping to brush out Winkle's hair.
Interesting.
sighs and shakes her head.
Does she need practice or instruction on how to brush out curls?
Yeah, it took her a rather long time. We were concerned. And then there was just bags and bags. I was just, please, if you would, just look into it.
How many bags of hair does he have? I've heard that Musatar shed their entire coats and go naked throughout on the summer solstice. I never thought what that would look like.
We lost count at 46.
46 bags of hair. Oh dear. What did you do with them?
Made a disguise.
Twilight pauses for a minute, and then we used it for infiltration.
The mother grabs her pearls. What do you mean for infiltration?
There are some countries here in Toivoa that aren't a fan of the non-monstrous races. And, well, she needed a disguise, and so we created one out of moose hair.
That sounds horrible.
She didn't complain too much.
She probably thinks that the moose hair is cozy and warm.
She was rubbing her arms quite a bit. Maybe so.
Covet steps on his foot.
I would think that it would be coarse and itchy and get everywhere.
You'll have to ask Ayla about it. I don't have any additional information on it.
For a hygiene question, Mr. Twilight, and I need your honest answer. Does my son-in-law have fleas?
I have no personal knowledge and or association or any type that may or may not have been passed to me, either second or third party, on whether or not Winkle may or may not have any type of fleas or other insects of the pestilence nature.
I can
Smart
honestly tell
move.
you he does not have fleas.
Y'all also forget that we made a deal that I send all that fur to Shunjun, where they weave it into fabric. So I have no bags of moose hair. Blech.
That's because they've all been turned into an island.
The Great Australian Moose Hair Patch. All right. So as dinner wraps up, the camera is going to pan outwards to the verdant crescent as the sun is beginning to set on Winkle and Ayla standing out on a veranda. The two of you have come out here, and it's a lot calmer out here, Winkle. You're able to breathe without the pressures of conversation. It's nice out here.
Winkle comes over and kind of puts his arms around Ayla and just nuzzles down and says, "It's going to be okay."
I'm so sorry that it's turned into this. This is not what I remember. I don't know. I don't know what to do or.
It's all right. I've got your brothers and your sister, one over. I think your dad's okay. Your mother will never accept me, but we can call a truce.
I think grandmother loves you. Of course, she loves any male, no matter the species.
He's pretty cool. However, your mother, I will always watch to make sure she does not hurt you.
She doesn't intend to. I guess I've just been a disappointment. But she's crazy if she thought I was going to marry that old man.
Well, all he wanted, a young girl, but mostly he wanted this land. This land is magnificent. It's good soil, plenty of water. And I just believe that it's a beautiful land. And I would understand why he was trying to get it. But not a good choice.
That's when you guys are going to hear a voice. Oh, hey there! How's it going, everybody? And you guys look down at a older gentleman walking up the path to the house. He waves up at you, Ayla. Hi, Ayla! Is that your friend?
Oh, no. That's all I need.
Ugh. Welcome home, Ayla. Nice to see you again. And he goes in for a hug and a cheek kiss.
Hello, High Spooner. How are you?
I'm doing great. And this is the lucky man. Nice to make your acquaintance, sir. And he reaches out for a big handshake.
I reach over and firmly shake him.
He shakes your hand vigorously, trying to make an impression. Ah, and I hear that you're happily married to this massive man of a mountain. Wow.
Yes.
How delightful! Oh, congratulations. Ah, such things are to be celebrated and festive.
Yes, I think that is my parents' intention.
Oh. I'm glad that they've come aboard. They were so insistent that we be married. I never saw the match, you understand. Other than political maneuverings, I think that the whole thing's a distasteful plot.
No, really.
Of course! Of course. Don't you think that arranged marriages are so last century?
Winkle looks at him and says, "To me, they're a form of slavery."
I agree. I agree. After all, such situations are arranged by parents of parents. It's not really a lot of fun, and I barely know Ayla. I've only been able to know her family, and I don't even know your favorite color, Ayla. Do you know her favorite color, Mr. Boykle?
I believe it's blue.
Okay, for those who cannot see the webcams, he cheated right there. He stopped, muted himself, asked the question by looking at her, and she told him, while muted, blue, so that he could answer properly. So, cheater!
Oh, I will cheat.
That's just leveraging resources.
May I ask, High Spooner?
Yes, of course, Ayla, anything at all.
How did you hear of our marriage?
Oh, it's the talk of the town. When you guys visited your mother, she kind of ranted to everybody else at the temple, and she said that, oh no, she's married a Musatar. And frankly, Mr. Boykle, you're the only Musatar in town. And coming off of that Shinoza Protectorate, it's such a fine ship. It's gorgeous. And I heard that the ambassador herself is a radiant person, but also married and unavailable. Such a tragedy. You don't have any single women aboard the ship, do you, by any chance, Mr. Winkle?
Yes, we do.
Really? Oh, well, I'm not one to steal spouses or anything, so I'm looking for someone who's willing to settle down and have a bit of fun. You know, I do throw the best parties, and, well, I have to say that some of my beverages are to be desired.
Oh, it's actually 4 of them.
And 4? I'm sure I couldn't handle 4. The challenge could be real.
Same as death.
Well, you don't have to be married in order to have fun, you understand? I find that getting married locks one down. It's why I've managed to live this long. I think that the thrive for life is where it's at. And besides, I already have enough land. Ayla, this is a very beautiful estate, and I'm sure that you and Mr. Winkle will settle down here nicely at some point. But if I could, when you do, if you return, let's discuss a lease. I can manage the vineyard over there for you and ensure that the grapes get turned into the best wine.
Winkle steps in and says, "Oh, we haven't decided what we're going to do yet, and all this is to be determined."
Oh, well, I had heard a rumor that you were leaving town and going off on some grand adventure and excitement.
Oh, you seem well informed.
I do my best. After all, being High Spooner, I do have responsibilities to the king.
And I am sure that you have ways of finding out all this.
He smiles broadly. The word does travel through the grapevine.
I am sure you are a very diligent person.
I do my best. After all, you know, it's all about making sure that the land of Harmon's Reach and the Curial Isles are supported as best as possible. So, Mr. Winkle, a pleasure to have made your acquaintance. It's always a wonderful delight to see you, Miss Ayla, and congratulations on your wedding. I encourage you to have a wonderful and fruitful life. It's a shame that we didn't get married, and I could have gotten to know you. But now I have freedom. Thank you. I can go again to the clubs and not have to worry about being viewed as a lech.
You have a good day now.
Thank you. I will. In fact, I'm going to go and party with several women tonight. I may have to spend some gold on them, but at least I won't be tied down to a betrothal. Excuse me.
And Winkle looks and goes, before you leave, I have
Yes.
a question. How do letters and, the mail get delivered in this area?
Oh, usually by courier. Oh, those are all handled by the fork bearer, you understand. I'm not involved in the deliveries of messages. I'm more of the agricultural department of the government, you understand. But yes, I have a variety of contacts to make, and generally a good time tonight. And Mr. Boyko, I hope you've got some of these. And he's going to slide you a small brown bag. Boyko, we ferment them at my home. I hear that they're a delicacy from where you're from.
Oh, are those moose berries?
Moose berries covered in dark chocolate. Trust me, you'll like them.
Ooh, I'll look at
I
that.
don't trust.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be helpful. Do enjoy. And he's going to shuffle off.
At this point, Winkle looks at Ayla and said, hands her the moose berries and said, you need to hold these.
She takes the bag and she looks at Winkle and she says, I don't trust him as far as I can pick him up and throw him.
Oh,
He said that the fort bearer controls all the couriers. My father's the fort bearer.
He is
And
not.
he knows nothing about the mail.
He's not the fork bearer. Fork
I thought he
bearer?
was.
No, he had been. He's no longer. He got replaced by fork bearer
Oh.
Tamsin Vell. We discussed that last week. And I'll put that
All
name in
right.
chat for you here.
Was the fort bearer.
Correct. He retired and has been just the tailor.
Okay.
Yep. All good.
Winkle turns to Ayla, saying, your father's fairly wise on what goes on in the government, even though he hasn't been in it for a while. We need to ask him about all this knowledge this little fat roly-poly just said.
As you guys can still watch him waddling off into the distance.
Yeah, I guess we do. I need to give Father my letters anyway, because there were a couple of weird things in there. Like in one letter, he asked me to tell him about this place we had visited when we never visited it. Which makes me wonder who was writing my father's letters.
We need to speak to them because somebody is feeding information to this roly-poly.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't believe he got all of that from our discussion at the temple because I said nothing about where we were going. Okay. I think I can handle it. I guess we can go back in now.
Yep. The brown bag in your hand jangles like it's full of marbles.
Mooseberries aren't hard. Not even coated in chocolate.
Do you look inside?
Yeah.
These are candied moose berries that have a chocolate layer inside the candy shell. It's like M&Ms
Right.
with peanuts in the inside.
Right.
These will keep and not melt in the heat.
They don't melt in
In
your
your mouth,
hand.
not in your hand. Either.
Right.
I wonder where they will melt.
Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. Okay. So we go back into
Under
the
your tongue.
house.
Like homeopathy.
Yeah.
Quick question for the GM.
Yes, sir.
Does Ayla and Winkle enter right at the conclusion of Twilight's encouragement of the hairbrushing story?
I think that'd be fun. Sure.
And so last I counted, I think they were upwards of about 46 bags.
No. No. There are none on the ship. You can go and look.
As everyone is getting up and cleaning the table and putting things away, you guys have a few moments to either sit at the table or wander around. Where did Eowyn go?
He didn't have a direction in mind. He just had it in mind to get away before that conversation went sideways.
Cool. Are you outside or are you still inside the building?
Outside?
Outside, just roaming around in the grass, going for a walk?
Sure.
Understood. Would you go through the tall grass or the short grass?
Short grass? I don't want to get lost.
Okay. Well, you're tall enough to not get lost in tall grass. But, okay.
Oh, when I think of tall grass, I think like cornfield type of.
Oh, no, not cornfields. No, just grass that would come up to your knees.
And it's shit in Pokemon. No, thank you.
Okay, good. You will not get chiggers.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Father, could I speak to you a moment?
Your father comes over. Yes? How can I help you, Ayla?
We just had a visit from, oh shoot, I'll remember in a minute.
I'll put
From
his
the
name in
High
chat.
Spooner.
Yep.
From the High Spooner.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not surprising, but, what did he want?
Well, he came to congratulate Winkle and I, on our marriage, and to say he was glad that our engagement had not worked out because he didn't want to be tied down. But he seemed to possess an awful lot of information that I have not discussed with anyone.
Interesting.
And I'm trying to figure out how he came in possession. He said he came into possession of our marriage because Mother had a rant after we left the temple, and everybody who was in the temple heard that we were married. And I don't
can tell
doubt
you that that's true.
Yeah, I don't doubt that that's true.
We ended up owing about 48 gold in repairs to the temple.
Yeah, I have no doubt.
I also noticed that when I brought up the mail and asked who was the person that controls the mail, he got very sly about it. I believe he has a spy or is scrying or something to get this information out of your house.
Oh, I don't believe High Spooner Marlowe Gret has any capacity of doing any of that. He's painful gossip and listens very closely to a variety of people. But scrying, he is no spellcaster. In fact, he doesn't like spellcasting in general. He views it as cheating.
But would it be beyond him to hire someone to do it for him?
He's also a miser, and I don't believe that he would spend the money on it. I don't understand why it would benefit him. The only reason...
He was trying to get... He was talking like we were going to get this land and that he wanted a lease on the vineyard.
He has been trying for a lease for many, many years. I've turned him down primarily because we've been trying to work on our own house wine.
No, my question is, why would he think we're getting this land? We're not getting the land. This is just... How would he know anything about this?
Well, that would be an assumption based off of the fact that, well, I was going to wait for another day. Well, Ayla, Winkle, perhaps we should sit down.
Winkle looks over at Ayla.
Okay, we can sit.
Winkle goes over, grabs a chair, and sits down.
The father goes over to a cabinet, opens it. Inside the cabinet, you can see there's a variety of folders and files, and he will pull out one of these and bring it to the table. Ayla, dear, as part of your dowry and inheritance, if you choose to settle down here, we would like to offer you and your husband the Emerald Crescent, the entirety of the land. This has not been a secret that we intended to give this to you as a wedding gift. You would take over the entirety of the property. We'd, of course, maintain the house until our end, but we want to make sure that the children have a place to live. But as far as the crescent itself, the vast majority of it would belong to you. We'd retain 10 acres, but the other 14,000 would belong to you and your husband.
Father, I'm astounded.
So
I had no...
That's probably why the High Spooner thinks he should approach you for a lease.
Oh my.
Now, this is of course conditional that you remain here to manage the land. And I understand that your friends expect you to depart. Now, out of character, G America is going to warn you guys that this decision is going to be campaign changing. You guys are being presented with an opportunity to retire your characters here in the Emerald Crescent. You can continue the campaign on a different character that we can develop, or you guys can continue with these two characters, helping the rest of the party move forward. But this is an opportunity to give both Ayla Taylor and Winkle the opportunity to have a happily ever after here in the Cariel Isles. So, this is a big decision that will impact the rest of the campaign. Would you go with them into this darkness, or will you stay here and make a home? We'll help, of course, with whatever children and management of the property, but it'll remain in your hands. And he presents an open folder with a contract on it with a pen.
What do you want to do, Ayla? That's evil.
I am
That's a smart
gobsmacked.
man.
I'm gobsmacked. I don't know.
Well, if you need a couple of days to think about it, that's fine. You don't have to make a decision right now. But if you leave, know that we won't be transferring it to your hand until at least you return.
Yes.
It's to protect the property and ensure that it stays within the family. You understand?
Yes, I do. I do. I understand.
But I think that you have the best head on your shoulders of anyone in the family. And being a matriarchal society, it does fall to you if you want it.
Oh my.
So, if you want to think about it, decide before you leave.
Yes.
Your mother would love to have you here, and Mr. Boinkle, she will get used to you, especially if you decide to stay. She'll get convinced through goodness and loyalty to our daughter that you're a good man. It may take her some time, you understand. After all, the women of my family are hard-headed like steel. But, like a steel trap, once you have one on you, they'll never leave. So, Ayla, do you want to make the decision now or in a few days?
No. I need some time, Dad. I really do.
I understand, and I think that's wise. After all, it is a life-changing decision. But as far as the High Spooner, Mr. Gret is probably celebrating right now about the fact that he's not tied down to a political marriage and is still trying to finagle ways into our grapes.
Yeah. He said he was going to go to one of the clubs tonight and enjoy himself before he became known as a lech. And I kind of thought to myself, it's too late.
Well, the betrothal kind of locked down his morality. It was part of the maneuverings of the Queen in order to get him to straighten up his act. And apparently it worked for a period of time, but now that he's free of you, we're going to have to figure out another person for him to get attached to. Maybe he'll find someone out there.
Can I ask a question?
You just
Can you
did.
tell me something about? Can you tell me something about the fork bearer?
About Tamsin? Yes. What do you want to know?
What would he have to gain?
She.
Or, what would she have to gain for controlling information?
Well, she is the intelligence arm of the government, which I formerly managed. She ensures the security of the Curial Isles through various activities that I'm not at liberty to discuss due to oaths that I've taken. But her goal is to ensure that the Curial Isles are protected and safe. As far as financial, she is quite wealthy and I believe above being bribed. I don't think someone could afford to bribe her. As far as political maneuverings, she's loyal to the king and queen. I chose her myself. She's a very astute young woman. A bit on the stylish side, though, and likes to flaunt it a little bit.
And another question then. Why would people be intercepting letters? What would they gain?
Usually they would gain the knowledge that is in those letters, but I cannot speak to the specifics of that due to the oaths I've taken. You'll have to excuse me from commenting on such topics. After all, they are a matter of Curial Isle security.
Father, did you ever in a letter ask me about the town of Bourbon?
No.
Somebody was writing me letters claiming to be you.
Why, dear, why don't you show him the letter?
Okay, excuse me just a moment. And she runs back to her room and comes back with 4 letters in hand. The one I'm referring to is this letter, Father. It says, "Thank you for writing to me. I feel so much better knowing that you're doing well and are traveling with an auspicious group of adventurers. Your travels seem to have taken you far and into many different worlds. I have never been to Bourbon. You shall have to tell me about it when you write next." Father, we never went to Bourbon.
That's a
I never
concern.
told you about Bourbon because we'd never been there.
And who delivered this letter to you?
It was delivered to me by a courier when I was in Shadar Shaddai.
That's concerning.
It's, I mean, I have 4 letters from you. That's the strangest one. The 3rd letter asked why you'd never heard from me, and I wrote faithfully every 2 weeks the whole time I was gone.
I've not received any of them.
This one says, "My dear daughter, I wish I could say I have heard from you, but we've not received any letter from you at all. My prayers are that you have been consumed with work or some other thing and that there is no malady that is preventing you from writing. I lay awake at night wondering if there's anything I failed to teach you or share with you that could cause a problem for you. It is very important that I hear something soon. I fear to mention this to your mother as she will be upset if she were to know I haven't had any word from you."
Show him the letters.
I did.
I
No, you
didn't. I didn't send these.
So what's going on, Dad?
Do you recognize the handwriting?
The handwriting, no, but that does not mean much. In my former employment, we would very often use various disguised hands. Interesting. May I have these?
Certainly.
I will inquire about them.
It's just all too concerning knowing that I wrote specific things about things that we were doing and how we were organized to close these rifts and the creatures and the beings that we had met and what gifts we had received and what we were ultimately attempting to do. You should have known all of this.
It's not my
And you
fault.
don't. No, it's not. What I'm saying is, you don't know and someone else does.
And I'm going to do my best to find out who. Can't hear you.
It's scary. It's scary, Dad. Very scary.
The world out there is scary, Ayla, as I'm sure you're aware. But we can only live in it and do our best to manage. The world is far scarier than you've been led to believe. And the fork bearer's position is to run interference for the Carial Isles and ensure that those fears do not make it to the populace.
Can I ask a question about the new fort bearer?
Yes.
How long have you known her?
She was my assistant for the better part of 18 years.
Wow. Why do I not know her?
Because I kept work and home life separate in order to protect my family.
Okay.
Your
It was
mother
just
has
kinda-
met her and knows her well. She has been to the house, but not when you have been here.
Okay. I'm just concerned about this.
As am I. I am taking it very seriously. I hope you understand that I'm not being flippant about this at all.
I do, Dad. And I know you've tried to keep home and work separate, but I'm afraid this has crossed the line.
Perhaps. I will investigate.
Thank you, Daddy.
If necessary, I will talk to the king.
I suppose I need to go to the palace sometime and see the king and queen and the princess, of course.
Well, the king and queen are there. The princess, she's currently on a holiday.
Oh. Well.
She's apparently gone shopping.
That fits.
Yes, she's trying to find a suitor that suits her.
Yeah.
With all of these political maneuverings, are there any young men who are looking for marriage?
I don't know.
Well, then we'll just
I
have to
mean-
leave her to her wiles. Anyway.
All of the acquaintances I've had in other kingdoms have been princesses, so that's not a lot of help, I know.
How about you, Mr. Boinkle? Have you been involved with many princesses?
Only the one on my arm.
It's a good line, and I appreciate it.
Well, if you'll excuse us, we're going to need to talk to Twilight's Call.
Of course. And Ayla, do just let me know whether you decide to accept or decline the offer of settling down.
As soon as I know, Father, I will.
Very well. Cool. And you guys are able to go find Twilight's Call. Where is Twilight's Call right now?
Probably with his wife.
Cool. You find Covet in Twilight's Call.
Winkle turns to Twilight's Call. There's an awful lot of information that is known that shouldn't be.
I wonder what the source of it is.
We're trying to find out. It has to, I believe it's the same source as who's ever taken the letters.
It's possible. May just be the rumor mill from my tight-knit community, but it's worth looking into.
I had 4 letters that I thought my dad had written. I showed them to him, and he kept them, but he did not write any of them. My dad used to be the fort bearer, which was in charge of intelligence for the island. And he still has a lot of connections, so he's going to try to investigate. But
Do you continue? I'm sorry. I'll wait till you're done.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
You said you gave him all the letters. Did you give him the envelopes as well?
Yes. I always kept them in the envelopes because it protected the letters. But there were 2 letters that concerned me because they contained information that I knew that was not true, that I never wrote.
If you had kept it, I would have been able to do detect magic on it or something, but
Well, I attempted to scry them and found nothing. So
they would
they're highly protected if there's something in them.
which means somebody's very strong magically.
Right.
Would the fort bearer or anybody in the council be strong magically?
To my knowledge, no. Like the high spooner showed up outside, and that's what we came to tell Dad originally. And he knew all kinds of information that he should not have known. But Dad says that the high spooner is abhorrent, or he can't do magic, and he thinks scrying and stuff like that is cheating, and won't spend the money to pay someone to find out information. So I don't know. It just concerns me tremendously that there's an awful lot of information out there that no one should know but us and maybe my father.
Okay, I'm just going to go out on a limb here. Would you know if the House of Flowers has any say here?
I've not heard anything. Winkle, have you heard anything from them?
No, they've been strangely quiet.
Maybe Aowen knows something.
We'll have to wait
GM,
till he
I'm
comes
going
back.
to start with my 1-day use of Murmurs of Moritas. And it says name or describe a person, place, or event. And I'm trying to phrase this in such a way that it is geared towards control of information or information that may or may not impact Ayla Taylor and what's going on behind the scenes based off of my insight that I had from last session.
Okay, I also sent you the response to the message you sent me. All right. So, Murmurs of Moritas. Cool. Name or describe a person, place, event, or object. So, which one of those are we talking about?
Let's do the interception of letters on the Cariol Isles.
Okay. Awesome. One sec. Gotta take a drink.
Uh-oh. This is not good.
So you want to know about the interception of letters on the Carial Isles. See, letters are generally delivered in order to provide a message from one person who's the sender to a recipient in order to provide information. What? What? Okay, the webcam, I've got someone going like this and being frustrated already.
I'm just saying, I'm going to put that out there. Too vague! Too vague!
Interception of letters from the Carial Isles. The letters go from one person to another. However, they always go through the governmental mail system because the couriers that come from the Carial Isles generally go on governmental ships from the Carial Isles to various parts of Toivoa. You see, every ship that travels from the Carial Isles is actually ruled by the government. The fishing vessels, the various sloops and sailboats, everything has to be registered and have a governmental agent aboard. Otherwise, it's not actually licensed by the government. That's why they control the seas so well in the area, is because every vessel is a military vessel. These vessels can also be used to transport mail, goods, packages, etc. You understand? We do this in order to ensure that it gets from one place to another. This is a type of system that is called transfer of mail, or the mail service, as opposed to the female service, which is usually done in other places. But you understand that that's only where I used to like to frequent. They really know me really well over in Fort Crag. But besides the point, I may have established a brothel there. Anyway, the mail service is generally viewed as a beneficial service for the populace. It allows people to communicate across long distances without the use of magic. They transfer these mail items. They refer to them as letters, in spite of the fact that they contain letters within what they call an envelope. An envelope is kind of a barrier between reality and the contents. Kind of like the envelope that exists between the planes, and we are the contents of that envelope. Thus, we transfer the letters from the government through this mail system to its destination. These are usually delivered by people we call as couriers, as opposed to courriers, which is the Bourbonian term for them. It's this more exotic saying of the thing. Regardless of that, which doesn't really matter, the mail goes from one person to another. This is the process of called delivery. They then receive the letters and open the envelopes, exposing the letters to the reality that is this specific person. They then read the letter and receive the information that they were provided. The unique aspect that exists here in the Carial Isles is the fact that the fork bearer of the Carial Isles filters all mail that goes through the system. They generally open every letter and close it once again after it has been read and censored for appropriate content. You understand the Carial Isles generally are insular about their information and view it as a leak to the outside world as far as the vulnerabilities of the country. This is how the Carial Isles has ensured that they remain politically and militarily uninfluenced by others by spreading disinformation to the rest of the world. By doing so, they managed to change the expectations of what the real military might and power of the Carial Isles is. No one really knows what the Carial Isles are capable of because all of the communications that go into or out of the place are handled by the fork bearer. This is how the expectation and implication of power is managed. This is done through a series of deceptions and truths and half-truths that are manipulated into all the letters and mail that go into or out of the Carial Isles. Harmon's Reach is a bed of deceit and intrigue. This was formerly handled by the man known as Ramaris Taylor. He was the mastermind behind the project in order to ensure that the military could be downsized in the Carial Isles to reduce risk to the general populace and ensure the safety and security of the people. So far, the Carial Isles has been without a major conflict for the past 80 years. The new fork bearer by the name of Tamsin Vale has taken on the mantle and has proceeded with the same acts by deceiving others and providing a spin on the truth when sending out letters. These letters can be intercepted, both coming in or out of the government, in order to ensure that the expectation of presentation is handled and managed properly. people who should not be communicated with are excluded from the deliveries altogether, while others who should not receive impertinent information are provided misinformation. Consider the fork bearer to be the influencer of information delivery and the information management and intelligence management for the Curial Isles. Some people would refer to this delivery and manipulation of the mail as a spy master. However, using the term within the Curial Isles would be distasteful and grounds for incarceration, because violating these censorships would indicate that one was acting against the Curial Isles government and generally viewed as sedition and insurrection. It's much better to participate in the mail service as it is from the Curial Isles than to oppose it and view yourself from the inside of a steel bar for a while, because it involves incarceration in prison. The House of Flowers has tried many times to seed dissension within the ranks of the Curial Isles by sending mail into and out of the Curial Isles, along with placing agents of the House of Flowers within the government. However, each of those has been detected, as far as we know, and been eliminated. At least that's the gossip that we've heard in the street. And that's good enough for you. I hope that helps understand how mail goes into and out of the Curial Isles.
By far my most favorite spell on the spell list.
GM,
Yes, ma'am.
amazing information, but I hate you right now.
Mwahaha. Amazing information, great storytelling, and the characters hate it. Yes, that's my
Now-
job.
Now, is all that Twilight was, or was
That's all in
that
your head.
the party that was to collect it?
That's all in your head, thanks to magic.
So you see
Outstanding.
Twilight leaning his head against the table. Gotcha.
No, Twilight's bebopping as he's receiving this information and given the whole, yeah, that makes sense, and yeah, I can see where that would happen, and of course, yeah, that would be happening.
And
Only
Twilight,
thing
it's at that
he-
point that you'll think back to a book you read by that guy, Sue Sun.
And so Twilight will turn to Ayla and Winkle's like, yeah, you might want to check with the government, maybe the fork bearer. You might find some information there. And that's the only thing that he gives them out of that entire diatribe.
I hate you.
Twinkle looks at Ayla and goes, well, I don't know what to do now.
GM,
So-
I'm missing how to spell Tamsin Vale.
Sure, I'll put that in the
Well,
chat for you
okay.
here. I did it earlier, but I'll do it again.
Yeah, I can't find it for some odd reason.
There you go. Tamsin Vell.
GM, that thing you sent me, was that for the current location or the future location?
That's what you hear. And neither, I'm not going to interpret that. That's what you get. That's up to you how you want to interpret that based off of that thing.
Okay.
And I am being
Twilight will take
enigmatic
it
on
as
purpose, and I understand it's frustrating.
No, let's understand. Twilight will treat it as a future location, as the source of origin.
Very well. That could be one interpretation. This is why I rely on the magic of the beard. So, Ayla, you've been told to investigate the fork bearer.
Yeah, that was kind of my thought.
And then
Evidently, all mail goes through their office.
which you were already told.
Yeah. In knowing how the mail works here. I'm wondering why the fort bearer should decide that I should not have any communication with my family.
Um, Twilight's really struggling here, and not so many words says, you might want to ask your father about some protocols with the mail system.
Yeah,
Was he interested at all in the letters or the lack of letters?
yes, he
I wonder
was. He
what he's
said it
going to
was
do about
highly
it.
unusual. He said it was highly unusual and he was going to do some investigating.
The You see Twilight cringe a little bit. It's like the action itself isn't unusual. I think he's making a comment of him being involved and not being a recipient as unusual.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm very confused at this point in time. And I also need to mention something else. Twilight, you're standing here too. I mean, Covet, you're standing here too, right?
Yep.
Okay. My father has made an offer to Winkle and I.
Oh?
Yes, if we should decide to stay here and remain here instead of continuing with you, I will receive 1,400 acres of this land to control and to take care of.
Wow, congratulations.
But that would mean I could not continue on with you if I accept it now. And I pledged myself to trying to help you get your land back.
He did say that if we did go and returned, we could inherit. You could inherit.
But I know his heart. He wants me to stay now.
What is it that you want in your heart?
I don't know. You and Covet have come to mean so much to me. I look at you not just as dear friends, but as family. And I made a pledge to you to help you retain to get your land back and have it cleansed. And I have received the blessing of my God in order to do that. And now this is placed before me, and I really don't know what to do.
There's both direct and indirect assistance, as we have laid out with some of the other faction leaders, political leaders, cities, kings, and the like that may or may not be able to provide physical assistance. There are multiple ways.
It just doesn't seem the same. I just kind of wanted you to know that this had been offered to me and that I have a few days to make a decision so that no matter what I decide, you are not caught off guard.
I
No matter
understand.
no matter the choice, it's still yours to make. And you must do what's best for you and Winkle. If that means you come along with us, so be it. If it means that you stay home, also so be it. And I'm going to practice what I preach, as you would say. I trust your decision. And whether I like it or not, I will abide by it. And I will
And
have.
please,
Go for it.
And who's to say you don't establish yourself and create your foundation, build your power, and then circumvent and or manipulate the contract or agreement or whatever else to meet the ends that you desire? Who says that you have to take it as face value?
I can always trust you, Twilight, to find some way around something. Thank you. But just if I seem pensive or kind of quiet, you'll know what's in my head.
I mean, since you've got friends with princesses at Shadow Shaddai and other locations, your father can't expect you to remain on the Cario Isle indefinitely. I mean, how would you visit your friends if you only remained on the island?
Yeah. That's the way he thinks. I mean, that's what my mother did and her mother. Although
Did your father?
I I have a feeling that my grandmother probably had a pilgrimage that was something else. Just don't
Or
know
three?
what. Yeah, just don't know what.
So the question is, what is your desired end state, and what are you going to do to achieve it?
Good
Again,
question.
your choice.
I'm not used to having such a big choice. Even as the oldest, I've been pretty much told what I should do and what I shouldn't do.
I've always been told that growing up is, or excuse me, getting older is mandatory, growing up is optional.
Growing up is hard to do.
I don't know about you, but I refuse to grow up. Growing old is something I have to do.
No, you don't have to. But the alternative is not real fun.
Point.
So, what are your dreams? What makes them sweet? And what are they made of?
Yeah. This is something I've got to think about. Dream a little dream of me. Okay.
Oh, that's
I
a
have all
mashup.
kinds of.
I would love to hear.
Huh?
That's a mashup I'd love to hear.
Yeah.
Well, we
That's a
have people who
gorgeous
can
song.
sing
I
in this
love it.
group. Darn.
I don't know what you're talking about. Sweet dreams are made of
I think
these.
5 out of the 6 people in this group can sing very, very well.
Not me.
That's the one.
I am Joe. I am
and his
Joe the
singing.
singing bush.
I don't sing that well either.
I've heard you sing on stream before for just like a couple bars. That was it. And yeah, you can sing just fine.
Not me. I croak.
Please don't
Okay.
do that. I had a player do that once, and it's unpleasant.
Wait.
No.
Who did you say you heard sing? Was it
You about a
Boogle?
year ago.
Okay.
I remember.
Yep.
You were singing it. It was great.
No, you don't. You don't remember anything.
We love you.
You don't remember anything.
It's all
And
good.
I know that Islaren can sing too. I've heard that too.
Yes.
Unless he's been at a
Yeah.
concert, in which case there's no more singing for a couple days.
I'm so upset. A friend of mine saw Hailstorm recently, and I was just like, oh.
All right.
I
You're in the
sang at a
weeds.
big concert once. It was
Yes,
funny.
yes.
We're in the weeds, but Sabaton will be in town in a couple weeks.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra's coming here in December. I sure do want to go see them.
Yep, we're doing that in
So
November.
it sounds
if we
like
can.
that you and Winkle need to discuss and define
Yeah.
come to a collective agreement. And because of it's a matriarchal society, you get to come to a decision. And I think Winkle will let you.
Covet pats Twilight on the back. So, did that hurt much, baby?
Oh, it's so painful.
Oh, poor
You
little
pat it harder?
whale. I pat harder.
Whap, whap, whap.
Cool. All
Okay,
right.
so that ends that discussion.
Awesome. Islarin slips out when no one's looking.
Barbaric practices.
Islarin, you head out into the Verdant Crescent, and I need a stealth check, please, from Islarin as she's leaving.
Do I see her?
Okay.
What's your passive perception?
Passive perception is a 17.
Yeah, you see her leave.
Mine's an 18.
You see her leave as well.
She's trying to be stealthy.
Are you guys going to do anything about it? Or does she just leave on her own?
If I get the feeling that she's leaving the plantation or the compound or whatever, then I'll do something about it. If it's just mirandering around the property, then I'll let her be.
Okay. Well,
Looks like she's moving with a purpose.
She's moving with a purpose out of the house. She's made a decision.
Covet will look at Twilight and just kind of, she'll leave it to him.
Twilight rolled a 5 on his insight, so he ain't doing jack.
Very
Okay,
well.
so Covet's gonna go in. Okay, hold up. Let me do this right. 13.
A 13? This may be one of those situations that your grandmother refers to when she changes your name from Covet to Nunya. But that's up to you.
Okay. She's going to see her leave, take note of it, and
Okay.
ask her about it.
Can I get a
That's what she
deception
would
check
do.
from... Actually, would Islarin want Covet involved in this, considering what you know, Islarin?
Slarin is more just slipping out because she recognizes that they're having a conversation between them.
So you're not trying to
if she's
avoid them?
confronted, she would. Right. If she's confronted, she would explain what she's
Okay,
doing.
cool. So, yeah, you would go ahead and probably confront her, Covet. That's fine. Because you are involved.
I am involved. Okay.
At least your character is. You may have forgotten, or you were not here for that.
Okay, so she's going to she's going to wait till everybody, until Twilight does something a little nuts, and then she'll or says something that just kind of has people go, what? And she slips out behind.
Okay? By that time, Islarin's a good quarter mile down the road.
It doesn't take Twilight that long.
Okay. So she's a good 100 yards down the road.
So she briskly walks. Yes, Islarin's a little taller than her, but Islarin, how tall are you officially?
5'5".
5'5". Okay, so she lengthens her strides because she's only 5 foot. So she lengthens her strides as quickly as she possibly can. A slight jog, but not enough to where it's going to rouse suspicion from anybody else. Just somebody trying to catch up with a friend.
So she efficiently approaches you, Islarin.
Oh, Covet?
Hey, what's up? You seem to be going someplace with a purpose.
I'm just going to see Rolmos. We have a topic to discuss. I figured the rest of you were engaged in conversation, and I didn't want to interrupt.
Well, first off, is this a conversation or a conversation? Because, I mean, I don't want to intrude on something that I should not be intruding in on. Like Twilight Covet conversation or a, hey, everybody.
No, it is a genuine conversation, but well, it is going to involve protectorate business.
You need someone to keep guard?
I think I'll be fine. Although if I do plan to return tonight, so if that does not happen, then well, perhaps that'll be cause for worry, but I'm not expecting trouble.
This place has caused nothing but trouble. Information's being leaked.
Indeed. So I also am considering that if someone is to act against any of us, then it'd be interesting to bait them out from their hidden position, and it would be easier for me to do that alone.
I don't like you going anywhere by yourself. We've always had trouble when that's happened. With any of us. But if you feel it's necessary, I trust.
I think Ayla could use your presence.
Okay. Just know I'm here.
Of course.
And for the record, I don't like you going someplace by yourself.
Acknowledged.
Swift travels, stay safe. And she turns around and starts heading back.
Cool.
I'm playing into that 13 hard. I'm just saying.
Uh-huh. Awesome. Well, it's Lauren. As you make your way back to Harmon's Reach, it's going to be approaching late afternoon as you come into town. Where are we going?
I'm just heading straight to the ship.
Awesome. As you are headed through the streets, can I get a perception check, please?
I'm using my inspiration there.
Oh, you're gonna use that? What's the worst that can happen? That's the worst that can happen.
I roll a third straight nat one.
Wow! Wow!
That's 3 in a row.
That's
Oh.
awesome.
That's got to be clipped.
Yeah. All right.
Miss Lauren, you may have my inspiration for that.
The dice are telling the story here.
Okay. So we're not using the inspiration from Twilight. All right. So we're going to go ahead and clip that one, though. All right.
Gee.
All right.
That's a dice gods if I ever saw.
That's Dice Gods talking right there. Yep.
And
All
this is why we're known as us against the gods. The gods are the dice gods.
Yep. Cool.
Oh,
All right, and we'll toss that over in the Discord. That's great. Sweet. So, as you are making your way into the town, you do not see that the 4 soldiers that have gone around you before they grab a hold of you, Miss Lauren. Miss Shodazath, Ambassador, you're going to have to come with us. And they're going to try to put manacles on you. Will you resist?
I will my hand steady for the moment, and where will you be taking me?
I'd rather not discuss this here, Ambassador.
Is the king aware that you are attempting to arrest me?
You're not under arrest, Ambassador. But you do have to come with us.
For then?
For our protection.
Well, I will do no harm to you.
Will you accept the manacles or not? Because they are going to disarm you unless you resist.
I'll tell them I will not resist so long as you do nothing to ensure that I must treat this as a diplomatic incident between the Carrarial Isles and the Protectorate.
I have my orders. I don't know what to say. You must come with us, and I am to disarm you and manacle you on the way in order to protect ourselves. You are understood to be a very powerful person, and we cannot risk harm to the soldiers or populace.
That's fine. Will you be taking me to the king?
I don't like this.
I will not discuss that in public, ma'am.
I wouldn't go.
I'd fight him.
But you're not there. This is totally a Lauren.
I know.
Are you going to resist or not?
And how about this? I'll go with you. You'll tell your superiors, whoever has to escape, that I will have an explanation by sunset, or this will be a diplomatic incident.
That's not my place to say. I am only following orders, ma'am. Please come with us without resisting. We don't want to injure you.
I will go with them without resisting.
Very well. One of them is going to take your shield, one takes your trident. They disarm any other weapons you may have on you. They do search you. They will take your backpack. One of the guys puts it over his shoulders to ensure that he has it secure. They seem to be taking quite good care of him. They're actively not resting anything on the ground. They're making sure that everything is up off the ground. They're respecting your belongings with very great care. And one of the soldiers is taking notes as to what they're confiscating. So go ahead and unequip those items, just for the time being. They don't take your armor. That's not decent in this space. And they're going to begin ushering you through some dark alleys. The alleys here, though, are clean. These may be dark, but there's no standing water. There's no rats. There's no smell of mold as you're making your way through. These are almost like passages that have been installed within the city in order to facilitate movement of people throughout the city. As you approach a very large structure, they will go to the side door, and the guy who has been talking to you pulls out a key and inserts it into a keyhole. Opening the door, he will usher you through some very ornate walls and halls before you arrive at this location. A grand dining hall with a great chandelier overhead. He gestures to one of the guys to put your backpack in a chair, to rest your trident across 2 chairs with your shield on a 4th. They go ahead and unmanacle you here, but they do post guards between you and your belongings. As you look around, the guards just stand there at attention, and you hear a door open, and a woman walks into the room carrying a scepter. Ah, Ambassador, welcome to the Curial Isles and to Harmon's Reach. It's time for us to make ourselves acquainted. You feel an aura wash over you as she approaches. With your passive insight, you would recognize that the scepter she is holding is enchanted. I need you to either roll a charisma saving throw or try to resist a magical effect that is washing over you right now.
It's good.
Okay. You will resist the zone of truth. As you do so, she raises an eyebrow at you. Strong-willed. A good trait for an ambassador from so far away. I am
Indeed.
Forkbearer
You
Tamsin
have-
Vell.
I was about to ask.
I
To
know.
what do I owe the pleasure?
I apologize for our methods, but there are situations at hand that must be handled in delicate manners, and us being seen together in the streets would not be conducive to their resolution. This is standard operating procedure, and your possessions and your person are not being incarcerated. But for a show of force, we did need to establish that the government had the ability to control your movements within the city. You were being unattended, and that is not acceptable. Prior to this, any travels that you or your party had made were with members of the Taylor family, and thus were authorized. But now you roam our city alone, which we cannot allow, without understanding exactly what you are doing, as you could be viewed as a spy. So,
I see.
Lady Islarin, may I call you Islarin, or would you prefer Ambassador?
For the moment, I would prefer ambassador.
Very well.
Let us
You've
let
been
us
granted
speak
inspiration.
officially.
Very well. Ambassador, I have also submitted to the Zone of Truth. It is an obligation that I welcome. This staff, this scepter, is my badge of office, and it ensures that truth is told whenever we are around. So, I will answer questions as you pose them, and I trust that we can build a relationship between each other. I understand that you may consider it to be a hostile one, Ambassador, but this is the way things are done here. Why has the Shinoza Protectorate sent their flagship to the Carial Isles? And I would like the truth, because this has not happened in over 100 years.
I will avoid resist. I will not resist the zone of truth when I answer this, and I will say, we have. I have become friends with Ayla Taylor, and we brought the ship here in order to allow her to visit her family and ideally have her mother perform her ceremony of marriage. There is no hostile intent whatsoever.
Does the Shinoza Protectorate view this as a posturing of power?
Lauren will think carefully before she speaks and says, "It is impossible for an interaction to avoid being a posturing of power, but we do not seek to project power over you specifically in this instance."
You speak quite well and diplomatically. I have asked 2 questions, and it is only fair that you be allowed to ask 2 of me.
All right. Well, first, why is it that we should not be seen together in public?
She smiles at that. Primarily, Ambassador, and she sits down in a chair, placing the scepter on the table. Primarily, Ambassador, because I am viewed by many within our government and our populace as restrictive and oppressive. My involvement with you, while official and on behest of the king, could be viewed by the populace as a source of conspiracy, of collaboration with the Protectorate, which we cannot brook.
You consider the Protectorate to be hostile to you?
Ambassador, we consider all of Toivoa to be hostile to the interests of the Carial Isles.
E. What about... And I recognize that this is a third question, and I will, of course, allow a third question of you as well. What about citizens of the Isles who are venturing elsewhere?
What about them?
I'm trying to read her face to see if she reacted to that first.
All right, roll your insight check.
I get no clue.
She was chosen to be fork bearer for a reason.
Yep. Specifically, Ayla Taylor.
Ayla Taylor was sent on a mission of exploration, a pilgrimage of flavor, in order to find her recipes to incorporate into the Carial Isles cuisine. Opus Dignus is the god of our country. You see, we are a theocracy. And we send forth missionaries in order to expand our knowledge and to bring the faith of Opus Dignus to the world. Ayla Taylor was one of these. The fact that she did not return promptly after having completed her mission was a concern.
Oh, it ideally should not have been too much of a concern, considering she explained her actions in the letters she sent.
Ah. Ambassador, you are quite deft at your wordplay. What do you know of these letters?
Know that she sent letters home. She received letters from home, and that the intended recipients never got them, and that the letters she received, her family said that they did not write them at all.
That would be an astute statement of observation. And statement of facts. I will not argue the points that you have made.
Do you know anything about these?
She smiles. Yes, Ambassador, I do.
Then I would appreciate if you would clarify.
Unfortunately, Ambassador, this is not your purview, and these matters are not related to the Shinoza Protectorate or your position here as Ambassador. They may pertain to your friendship with Lady Taylor, but since we are speaking on an official basis, on a diplomatic level, I cannot discuss this with the Ambassador of the Shinoza Protectorate.
That is understandable. Then will you at least speak with Ayla about it?
If she approaches me, yes. But it is not my place to reveal governmental information regarding private citizens to ambassadors of foreign parties.
Understand the need for sensitivity around such matters.
Thank you.
I will not press that any further.
Now,
However,
yes, go ahead.
I do need to be allowed to access my ship.
For what purpose, Ambassador?
To speak with my husband.
The captain, Rolmos Managath, warlord of the Shinoza Protectorate, captain of the Navy, admiral and fleet admiral of all ships and seas.
Yes, that very same Rolmos.
I find it strange that he would travel with only one ship in these waters. Is your ship alone near the Carial Isles? And I need you to roll an insight check, please, Islarin, prior to answering this question. Damn. Okay. There you go. How you want to answer that is up to you.
I will remind you,
Let me-
is smart.
Islarin is smart. However, her insight check is...
True, but she's smart.
Yep.
Smart.
Yep. And
But
she's just been
I-
presented with this question.
Yep. And as Lauren, regardless of the insight check, would understand that there are two ways, at least two directions she could be approaching this from.
Of course.
Either she's asking because she wants to make sure that we're not threatening her, or she's asking because she wants to know if they might be able to borrow her words, project power against us.
There's
So, I think
another
Islarin
reason
will-
beyond that. And in spite of the insight check, can I get a history check? Let's see. See where we're at with the history check. Okay. Based off military history here, I'm going to send you a message. There you go. However you want to handle that, it's up to you, Miss Lauren. However you want to respond to her is up to you, and I'm very proud as a GM to be able to separate GM knowledge from character knowledge. So how you want to respond to her is up to you.
Yeah. I think what Islarin will say is, to the best of my knowledge, we are sailing alone. Of course, I am told only what I need to know.
Interesting. So the ambassador of the Shinoza Protectorate does not know for certain one way or the other. The Shinoza Protectorate keeps secrets nearly as well as the Cariel Isles.
I will neither confirm nor deny that.
Thank you, Ambassador, for speaking the truth as best you can. It is your turn.
Of course, I have asked several more questions than you've asked me, so it is only fair. Oh, you're saying it is my turn to ask questions.
Indeed.
In that case, will you allow me to return to my ship?
I have not decided yet.
All right. Will you be holding me here?
No. We are not holding you here. If we are to hold you, we would have to place you within a prison. This is our great dining hall, where the king hosts court. He could walk in at any moment and overhear this discussion. He is aware that I am speaking to you.
Is he overhearing this discussion, to your knowledge?
As you have said, Ambassador, I will neither confirm nor deny the answer to that question.
Aaron almost smiles at that.
Now, Ambassador, does the Shinosan Protectorate have any hostile intent towards the Cariel Isles, Harmon's Reach, the king, or any party within the Cariel Isles government or populace within the next month that you are aware of?
The best of my knowledge, no. And if they were, they would not have sent me.
Perhaps. Did you have a question for me?
I believe all the questions that I believe that you would be willing to answer have been answered.
There are many questions to which I am able to answer that you have not asked. But there is a question that I have left. In regards to Fleet Admiral Romos Manigath and the Manigath's might, do you know his true intentions regarding sailing the flagship of the Shinoza Protectorate here instead of sending Ayla Taylor home via some other less diplomatic vessel?
In truth, not only did I not ask him, it simply does not occur to me to ask him something like that. Considering that we have been sailing this ship for several months, that it was his wedding gift to me. And that, as a matter of course, this is the method of transportation we would have employed. Not only that, but I trust him thoroughly and implicitly. If he felt that there were any sort of need to sail this vessel specifically, I'm certain he would have a good reason for it.
Did Fleet Admiral Romos Manigath know about the intention to visit the Carial Isles prior to departure?
Departure from where?
From the Shinozan Protectorate.
I am not certain. I
Out of character,
would have to recall.
you guys did
I would
talk
have to
about
recall.
We did talk about it
Yeah.
before we left.
So, is
Okay.
this a lie or is this a mistake by the player?
It is. Okay, I will add on to the statement. I'll
Very
say
well. Cool.
I am not certain. We had not decided for sure if we would be coming here. We knew it was a possibility. But again, this was specifically in the context of visiting Ayla's home.
She stands. Thank you, Ambassador. The men will escort you back to where they found you and will release you with all of your possessions. This has been a amenable discussion. But know this is not a threat. We take your presence here as ambassador and flagship of the Shinozan Protectorate with the Fleet Admiral of the Protectorate to be a matter of grave concern to the populace. Conspiracy theories are making their way through the streets even as we speak. Worried that you have come to take over the country and to depose the king and establish someone as a puppet emperor. We will not let this happen. But we need to find ways to dissuade the conspiracy theories from spreading. And I look forward to working with you towards that end. The
I would make a
guards,
suggestion.
the guards are going to part and allow you access to your stuff.
All of these cloak and dagger maneuvers will only serve to fuel suspicion.
You must be
My
cautious.
intent is
Cautious but not stupid.
if the people are allowed to know that my intent is honest, that I am here in peace, and their suspicions will be allayed. If I am greeted with hostility, then they will simply grow to expect that hostility is intended.
Then I trust that I've been courteous and kind.
Of course.
A pleasure working with you, Ambassador. I look forward to future discussions. My men will escort you back to where they found you and allow you your freedom to walk around. And for the time being, if you will accept it, I will place someone in a position to follow you whenever you are not aboard your ship in order to ensure that you do not befall any undesired circumstances.
That is acceptable so long as they neither board my ship nor access any private dwellings that they're not invited into.
We will respect the sovereignty of your vessel as property and grounds of the Shinoza Protectorate, and we will not board without just cause.
That is acceptable.
A pleasure working with you, Ambassador. You are very well spoken, and I appreciate the appointment. Please have a nice day. She gestures for you to take your things.
Yep, and I will catalog every single thing and make sure that nothing went missing.
The soldier with the notepad is sitting there as you pick every single thing up, and he's check marking that you are receiving things back, and he's going to present you with a checklist for you to sign.
Once I'm satisfied, I will sign it.
Very well. Everything's there. Everything's been treated with respect. There's not a scratch. There's not a smudge. They used gloves. Everything is perfect. The backpack has not jangled out of position. When they put it on the chair, they set it down so the contents of it could not have shifted. Very professional delivery. And they will begin escorting you back out into the city and back towards the ship, where you will be able to visit Rolmos Managath. However, they don't manacle you on the way out. They let you walk freely. There's no restrictions placed upon you. But walking behind you, you will see that there's a young man dressed in plain gray, wearing a full face mask that blocks the view of his face, that will be walking about 100 feet behind you at all times. He's hooded and cloaked and will stay as unobtrusive as possible as you make your way back to the Managath's Might. As you approach, the gangplank is down, and Rolmos is standing at the rail, looking at you as you approach. My lady, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You look concerned.
Hold.
I'm sorry?
I said we should speak in the hold.
In the hold. Very well. And he gestures, lifts the lid to the hold, and as you guys descend, that's a great spot for us to go ahead and end for today, because we don't have time to get through this conversation today. But we'll come back next week to discover why it really is us against the gods. And as you guys are here in the Carial Isles. As always, guys, thank you so much for choosing me to be your GM. There's a ton of amazing ones out there, and I'm always thankful you choose me to be yours. If you know someone who wants to play in my games, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them about either getting on the wait list or getting into a one-shot. We've got the clip contest going on for the Twiki Pillow over in Discord, so toss those clips and timestamps in there. We also have the Toivo and SkyMap decoders at gmeric.com, along with other cool products. We'll be back tonight for the Rift Wardens as they reunite with Cassandras and figure out what exactly is going on in Enland Point and how they can deal with the dangerous threats of a demonic invasion. Take care, everybody, and have a wonderful day.